Hey, what is up, y'all? It's your boy 3 Stacks, and this thing representing Team King of Games. Dude, I'm real tired, and I'm honestly gonna go to sleep after this video. We just got back from the regionals and trip report. You're gonna see my deck profile, and I'll also give you my tournament report. Spoiler alert, I got 38th place at that event. But I got a lot of extra cards. In addition to that, I got 3 more diagrams. So I was actually able to do a lot more of my True King Draco builds that I love doing. So we're going over an update on my weather painters. This is how I'm running weather painters as it stands. It's been the most successful build for me personally. Without further ado, we're gonna hop right into the deck profile. I know it doesn't, it didn't look like weather painters at first, but I hope the link monster helped to give that away. So starting off with monsters, we played 2 copies of Masterpiece, arguably one of the strongest boss monsters in the game of Yugioh. We played 3 copies of Mariamne, the True Draco Phoenix. There's so many different combos that revolve around this card. It's just an amazing trio. The implications for this card and this deck are amazing. Also in correlation with not only your diagram, but sometimes your Barastos, it's really, really savage. Like, just enabling you to search. Like, there's a cool combo where you open up with Barastos and diagram, and you use the diagram to pop Barastos. You search out Apocalypse, and then Barastos summons this. You Apocalypse to pop this in half. Then you search Masterpiece and then drop them on your opponent's turn anyways. And it comes up a lot. So it's like, it's really dope. Then, of course, as I was showing, you play 2 copies of Barastos for even more synergy with your combos. And you kind of just, like, you use him for the tempo plays. Like, when you're like, dude, you know what? I really can't afford to give another turn to my opponent. I really need to kill him right now. Like, this helps you for your pushes under Calamities, a.k.a. Chlamydia, just to not only punch for damage, push through the back row and, to out the monsters. It solves a lot of problems. 3 has came up in the past, but it's gotten to that point where I'm like just discipling the True Draco disciples, like just putting him back into the deck like all the time. Because sometimes when you draw him without the combo pieces, he's not always going to be ideal. And so I'm just playing 2 of him along with the 2 Masterpiece, which originally was at 3 when I was not playing diagrams in this build. Funny thing. So yeah. Moving forward with the monsters, we played, so we're going to keep the 2 ofs right here, and then we'll keep the 3 ofs right here. So we played 3 copies of Dryeth the Third, the True Draco General. This is actually my favorite baby Draco. I call them all baby Dracos. If it's not Masterpiece, it's a baby Draco. It's the only one I feel like that you get maximum value out of, especially in the True King build, because this floats into Barastos and or Mariamne. In combination with, Apocalypse and Return, there's a lot of combos and synergy that you get off of this. There's a cool little combo with him where I open with him, I think Apocalypse diagram and like Heritage and something else. I normal summon him by tributing Heritage, and then Heritage was a separate chain which targeted him and destroyed him. He left the field and I summoned out Mariamne. Then I diagram popped her and searched out, I think it was like Return and Masterpiece. I ended up heritaging and set Apocalypse and then tributed, I think it was like I tributed Heritage and something else, like drop Masterpiece and like Heritage for 3. It was really cool. Like, it was a weird combo, but like it was him. Yeah, it was like him and Apocalypse. Matter of fact, I'm going to explain that when I get to the traps, because I really don't want to get sidetracked. And I know you guys just want to see the monsters that I'm playing. But long story short, this monster is amazing for this deck's playstyle. Just so many different combos that revolve around him. The protection added in for Masterpiece when, you have your Masterpiece unaffected by monsters and traps, and then this guy's like Masterpiece can't be targeted or destroyed. That's extremely relevant because now spells like Board Wipes cannot affect Masterpiece. At that point, you have to, kaiju him. Then we're playing 2 copies of Majesty Maiden and 1 Ignis Heat. I originally was playing 3 Maiden and 2 of him. And then I was going up to play 3 Maiden and 3 of him. And then I was like, in grind game situations, like there's just a game I was playing my homeboy where I had 1 Masterpiece. I was playing against his weather painters and I popped. And then I normal summoned the Ignis Heat by tributing Masterpiece. And I went into battle phase to try to take over his Aurora. He chains the Rainy, bounces my face down, and just to banish her so he can summon her back, I chain, with Ignis Heat, activate Disciples, and then main phase 2, I tributed this and Disciples for the 2nd Masterpiece, cleared the rest of his board, and when Aurora came back, I killed her. It was dope. So Ignis Heat, like, he helps you to get out of awkward situations, and it's just like that additional pressure that you need There's just so many different implications for him alone. Like, he's a really, really great card. Like, I guess that Konami put him at 1 for a reason, supposedly. And then for the weather painters, we played 3 copies of Snow. I finally got my 3rd Snow. I'm real happy about that. Because she was like the main card that, it was like either Snow or Thunder. They're like the main cards that make this deck like work, make the weather painter engine kick in. So I'll explain it to you. If you open up with Snow or Thunder, you get access to the entire weather painter engine at that point, and every weather painter card is just gonna get cycled through your deck. What are you saying, 3 stacks? How can you do that? So obviously Snow just directly activates any canvas, which is gonna be snowing most of the time, so you can start cycling through your deck. But if you open up with Thunder and any continuous spell, right, like any of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 continuous spells, in addition to, you know, continuous traps that could be flip face up on another turn, in addition to that, you have Diagram to search out continuous spells. If you open up with him and any of your like Draco spells or any way to get to Diagram, you could basically use him to sack off that Disciples, for example, activate Snowy Canvas directly from deck, you know, draw off of Heritage and do your combos. So opening up with Thunder is the equivalent of opening up with Snow, but it just requires 1 more committed card to the board, whereas Snow is just a 1-card play. You know, you have to drop him, and something like this, for example, you know, your Heritage, sack off Heritage, go straight into Snowy, and then you start your Snowy Painter engine at that point. I mean, your Weather Painter engine. So Thunder is really cool. Even the pressure on board for going second, when you flip cards like Apocalypse Return or even, you know, the Draco spells, you sack them off, play a canvas, pop a card in the field, it really helps you a lot because then Masterpiece can snipe after that. Then we played 2 copies of Sunny or just Sun himself. I really like Sun for like Diagram Sun is really good. Especially because you play so many different like canvases, you know, you just kind of like Diagram Sun, go for your combo piece, and then Sun extend, sack off like a Draco card, or, you know, just a canvas that you didn't need, like a canvas that you extended off of Thunder, then you special summon your Sun, and you play another canvas from hand. At that point, you banish both your painters, you just go off, and with the Snowy next turn, it guarantees you to have 3 painters on board, which equals, bam, the Weather Painted Rainbow. A lot of cool combos with the deck. It's like, this is a really skillful deck. This is one of those decks you could just pick up and start playing right away. You have to practice a lot with it. Then we also played 2 copies of Cloud. Cloud was one of those other tempo cards that I liked a lot for the grind games, because I'm playing not as many canvases as the standard Weather Painter deck would play, so I really need Cloud sometimes for the grind games to just play them directly from the graveyard back to the field, so I can continue with my combos. It's a real combo-oriented deck. You do play a tad bit more monsters than most players would run. In fact, pure Weather Painters doesn't really play too many monsters, but I feel the need to play all these monsters. There's different situations where every single card that I play in the monster lineup comes up, and multiple times at that as well. For the spells, we play 3 Draconic Diagram, also aka Double Ds. It's the best build spell right now in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And then 3 copies of Optimus Prime, just the supers. I'm not going to pick up another playset of ultis, heck no. But the supers will definitely suffice. I wanted the deck to be as beautiful as possible. Seeing as every card was available in a hollow print, you know, a higher rarity, I was like, why run commons when you have the option to have everything, you know, all hollowed out. 3 copies of the Snowy Canvas. Snowy Canvas is amazing. Like, sometimes opening up with it in no painters is, you know, it kind of sucks. But you still want to play that 3 because there are a lot of grind games where you cycle through all of these, and then you're like, oh snap, I can't use Cloud to get it back. So, you know, the 3rd one comes up a lot actually, so you need to play 3. Opening up with this and like a painter is the equivalent of opening up with the regular Snow or the Thunder combo. Then for other canvases, I play 1 Sunny Canvas and also 1 Rainy Canvas. I was thinking about playing Cloudy's Canvas because it comes up to half monsters attack, so they can't attack over Masterpiece. But I've been just lately using Apocalypse and Damage Step a lot, just to throw people off guard, because the Cloudy Canvas can't be played in Damage Step, which was kind of like a weaker I guess a weaker drawback to the card. So you're using Rainy for I actually took this in because I've been doing a lot of mirror matches with my friends, and Rainy in the mirror match for Weather Painters is amazing, because you just like wait for them to try to like resolve a canvas, and then you chain this and you like clear it out. And either, you know, they get the resolution or they just don't. And then at that point, you know, they have painters on board that you can kill and they can't banish them so they can get them back on standby. You just put them in the grave where they belong. So Rainy kind of comes up. And then there's also those like random situations where it's like in phase, bouncer back row, which is kind of relevant, but not so much. I think Sunny's the best combo piece outside of Snow. Sunny has extended me to the point where I can push for rank 3s for link plays, like link summons. Weather Painted Rainbow, like for the grind games, you can actually use Sunny to bring back the link painted the rainbow. It's a link 3, and you climb into bigger links like Firewall, you know, Borload, stuff like that. You don't literally use, you know, this and another monster to summon Borload. I don't even know I mentioned that, but yeah, like Sunny comes up a lot. I like his canvas as one of the best combo pieces, and also it's not even just an extension. It's kind of like overcommitting a little bit, but it pays off. Then we played 2 copies of True Draco Heritage. In addition to that, we played 2 copies of Disciples of the True Draco Phoenix. Didn't want to play 3 of either of the card because you hate opening up with too many of them. And at the same time, everything gets recycled by this card in the first place. So it helps, because the thing with playing the multiple archetypes and the multiple engines is you don't want to open up with too much of one thing. You want an even balance of each, you know, engine and archetype. So I feel like if I open up with the Heritage and the Disciples, that's already, you know, like the other 3 cards in my hand have to be good at that point. So like playing 2 and 2 decreases the odds and chances of opening up like with 1 of each or 2 of one of them. And then that sums up the spells. We're going to move forward to the traps. Traps, I'm playing 3 copies of Waterfall Dragon Souls. This is not overkill to me. This is actually for my combos. Like, there's a lot of cool combos with this deck. One of my favorites is just, you know, General. Like, Waterfall General, you get to, you know, draw 1, 2, maybe even possibly 3. General kicks in, you just summon out one of your True Kings, be it, you know, Mariamne or even just Barastos himself. And at that point, you know, your Apocalypse destroys them, half the attack, and their effect kicks in to special summon or search. And it depending on what you do, you can just drop Masterpiece after that. Resolve, which is really cool, and it just sometimes it draws you the Masterpiece itself. So Waterfall is just amazing, and of course, if this happens to live a turn, you can always Diagram, pop it, chain it, and plus off of Diagram, because while it's resolving, it's still a card under your control. So a Diagram can destroy it, Diagram can destroy it, and you can still chain it to get its effect off, which is really relevant. 2 copies of Apocalypse in 1 return. Opening up with Apocalypse, you know, and Heritage and Disciples is kind of bad, so you don't want to play too many of them. I also play 1 Thunder Canvas and also 1 Aurora Canvas. There's a lot of different like ratios I tested out with the deck, and ultimately I wanted to play a lot more Aurora Canvas because this was kind of one of my favorite ones for those really search heavy decks, you know, those combo centric decks. Like especially when Condina searches for Reincarnation, that's really important. Just banish the Reincarnation from their hand, and that's one less Reincarnation you have to deal with. Same thing for like field spell searches, you know, Joker plays. For the harmonizing off of graphs, like there's a lot of implications this trap has where it's just like a blowout. It can really just it clears the problem before it gets a chance to hit the field. So Aurora's Canvas is definitely like probably, if not the most skillful, one of the most skillful cards in the Weather Painter archetype. I feel like it's the best canvas if you're trying to play, you know, a bit more control. It's like that's the canvas you want to go for. Like sometimes I'll sack off with Thunder, and instead of playing Snowy, if I already have Snowy, I'll go for this. Because I just need a bit more control on field. And then Thundery Canvas is for the protection. Then you just keep using the Cloud to actually activate your canvases from the graveyard back to the field, which comes up in a lot of the grind games. For the extra deck, we actually played 2 Rainbows. 3 just hasn't came up, so I decided to cut it down to 2. It's a more comfortable number. You actually are able to make 2. Once the first one gets summoned, it basically becomes, you know, Sunny Canvas food for link plays, which is really cool because you get to link summon a lot. Extending your plays with Sun and his actual canvas allow you to make bigger boards. Like, these monsters are just amazing. Just like these alone, just Sun and his canvas do so much for rank 3s. And like I said, just for link plays, like it's really dope. I like it a lot. And just without committing your normal summon, then your Diagram on like a True King like Barastos, dude, you've got huge link plays. It's amazing. So you play 2 Firewalls. 1 Borload. Then we have Guy Saber. I don't have a Caustic Magician, but I need a Caustic Magician because there are actually matches, you know, that come up where you're like, all right, Sunny Canvas, summon back Painter Aurora, and then you have like 3 painters on field, right? Because you special, and then you special again, like using Sunny. So you like link 2 of them off into a Caustic, then you're like balanced, then link the other one in this. Go on to Firewall, and then you're like Firewall, Caustic, or co-link by 1 after you bounce at the Caustic. and then you can like add back a firewall, just be like bounce, just be aggressive and keep pushing. So a caustic magician definitely needs to be in here. So yeah, right now I'm just playing like kind of the links that I have. So the 2 firewalls, Guy Saber, Bore Load, binary, and also proxy to get the culling combo. It's not like, it doesn't come all the time. Like, it's not extremely viable. I wouldn't even say that it's like worth the committed resources sometimes, but it pays off if you're able to resolve it correctly, which really helps. And then when you open with cards like Calamities, for example, aka Chlamydia, you're able to buy the time you need to gather the resources necessary to do stuff like that, to make those really, really awesome and powerful boards. And then 1 Chlamydia, 1 Trishula, 1 Heart Earth. I chose to play 1 Calamities because I'm playing 2 Disciples, and the Disciples are searchable by the 6 diagram. So I was like, why play more of the card when I could just keep recycling it back into my extra deck, draw a card, and summon it again? And naturally, you drop it maybe 2, maximum 3 times a game. Like 2 is always enough at that point. And then for the rest of the extra deck is just rank 3s, Break Sword, Acid Golem for Masterpiece and stuff like that, and also the Levier. There's a downside to Acid Golem, which is why he's one of the least gone into cards, because you don't get your standby effect. Because like he's just like, you can't special summon. If I'm not mistaken, you just can't special summon. Yeah. So he comes with like downsides. He's really just like for those last minute pushes, like where you're like, okay, we're trying to push for damage. Let's go Rainy Canvas, bounce diagram in the hand. And then you're like, all right, drop Acid Golem, attack over Masterpiece, which is really, really cool. It just like I said, it's the cost that you have to pay. No standby painters. So let me know what you guys think. Definitely give me your honest opinion and feedback on the Weather Painters. This is currently one of my favorite decks at the moment. This is a deck that I'm really, really taking into consideration, like what I want to do with it, where I want to play it, you know, when I want to play it. And do I want to take it to a regionals level event, because I feel like it really is that good. But that's just my opinion. You're definitely entitled to your opinion. If you don't like the deck, I'm not mad at you. I'm really not a sensitive guy. Like, every man is entitled to his opinion. And I just really want you to share your thoughts and also bounce some ideas around with me, because, you know, we can learn from each other. Like, it's never to a point where, you know, I'm here to teach and not be taught. You feel me? You guys can teach me just like I can teach you. Vice versa, we can learn from each other and kind of make each other better and get better overall as duelists. With that said, God bless you guys. Make good choices. Don't hurt your brain cells. Stay tuned for future content. There's a video I want you guys to check out on Yugioh's channel. It's actually me, him, and Paul from Team APS, and we basically did a discussion that you guys will really, really like. So if you are not subscribed to Yugioh's channel, subscribe, check out his content. Definitely check out that video, and you can check out something I just put up on my channel, which was me dueling Yugioh, trying to, you know, do a Hail to Perfection mirror match, which was pretty fun. So there's a lot of stuff that I'm planning on doing, and there's like a lot of goals and aspirations I have, like that I'm really trying to go for with this channel, and I'm trying to get places with it. So yeah, I feel like if you're subscribed to the channel, you're definitely a part of something huge. It's like a movement that I'm going for. You know, I'm trying to change things in the Yu-Gi-Oh community, and not only make it more like healthy, but at the same time just make it a lot more enjoyable, fun, creative, you know, just like take it back to the roots, you feel me? But with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and sign out. You'll definitely be hearing from me soon.